Hello and a very warm welcome to this special edition of Rajya Sabha Television on the recently concluded monsoon session of Parliament. So this session concluded on Wednesday and it was unique in many respects. Coming amid the novel coronavirus pandemic, it necessitated elaborate logistical adjustments in the way members conducted themselves in the House and take precautions against the virus. The House took up a legislative agenda that was designed to usher in reforms to affect all sections of the society positively. It included people engaged in many fields: farmers, workers, employees, and health workers. In the field of medicine, Parliament passed some key bills in this session, including the Epidemic Diseases Amendment Bill 2020, which provides for the protection of healthcare personnel fighting epidemic diseases.
2020.
Parliament passed the Epidemic Diseases Amendment Bill 2020 in this session. The Lok Sabha passed the bill through voice vote on 22nd of September, while Rajya Sabha gave its approval on 19th of September. The bill amends the Epidemic Diseases Act 1897 to include protections for healthcare workers combating epidemic diseases. It intends to ensure that during any situation akin to the current pandemic, there is zero tolerance to any form of violence against healthcare personnel and damage to property. Further, it provides for up to 7 years in jail and fine for those attacking healthcare workers fighting the coronavirus or doing any situation akin to the current pandemic. The bill provides for the protection of the spread of dangerous epidemic diseases. It repeals the Epidemic Diseases Amendment Ordinance that was promulgated in April.
ये 135 करोड़ लोगों के प्राण की रक्षा के लिए हम लोग सब मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं और सच में मुझे, जैसा मैंने कल भी कहा था, इस सदन में और उस सदन के अंदर बहस के अंदर सब कुछ लोगों की बातचीत सुनने के पहले कभी नहीं लगा कि हम लोग जो है अलग अलग लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं। हम लोग ने 135 करोड़ लोगों ने, सब सरकारों ने मिलकर इस लड़ाई को लड़ा है। ये एम्पावरिंग एक्ट है और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को एम्पावर करने के लिए है। वहाँ पे किसी भी पर्सन को एम्पावर करने के लिए, कोई भी टेम्परेरी रेगुलेशन बनाने के लिए है। कोई भी व्यक्ति अगर किसी कोरोना वॉरियर की बेइज्जती करेगा, उसको हर्ट करेगा, उसको इंजरी करेगा, तो उसको पैसे के रूप में भी फाइन होगा, उसको जेल के रूप में भी फाइन होगा।
The Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2020 and the Indian Medicine Central Council Amendment Bill 2020 were also passed in this session. The Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2020 amends the Homeopathy Central Council Act 1973 and replaces the Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Ordinance 2020 promulgated in April. The Indian Medicine Central Council Amendment Bill 2020 amends the Indian Medicine Central Council Act 1970. It provides for the constitution of a central council that regulates the education and practice of Ayurveda, Yoga and naturopathy. Replying to the debate on the two bills, Union Health Minister Harshvardhan said the government is committed to providing affordable and easy healthcare facilities to every citizen.
सरकार जो है वो पूरी तरह से कमिटेड है। वो मेडिकल एजुकेशन को उसकी जो प्रोग्रेस की चरम सीमा पर लेकर जाना चाहती है। इंडियन सिस्टम्स ऑफ मेडिसिन को आयुर्वेदा, योगा, सिद्धा, नेचुरोपैथी, इन सब चीज़ों को भी और होम्योपैथी को भी उसी स्तर पर प्रमोट करना चाहती है जिस स्तर पर वो मॉडर्न सिस्टम को प्रमोट करती है।
प्रश्न है कि विधेयक को पारित किया जाए।
Parliament also passed the National Commission for Homeopathy Bill and the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Bill in this session. The two bills proposed an improved and affordable medical education system by ensuring availability of adequate and high-quality homeopathy and Indian System of Medicine professionals across the country. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
सभा की कार्रवाई।
And terming the passage of the three farm sector reform bills as historic, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that these bills will give farmers more options in selling their produce. Prime Minister has also assured farmers that the bills will benefit them in more than one way. The three bills were passed amid protests by farmers and opposition parties. In this report, let's take a look at how these legislations will benefit the farmers.
In the recently concluded monsoon session of Parliament, 3 agricultural reform bills were passed. These reforms will ensure a complete transformation of the agriculture sector empowering farmers and liberating them from several restrictions. The two bills, Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020 and the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020, are aimed at transforming the agriculture sector in the country and raising farmers' incomes. The government says full protection has been ensured to farmers in these legislations. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said in the upper house that minimum support price or MSP-based procurement of agricultural crops from farmers will continue. He termed the bills historic and said they will bring a revolutionary change in farmers' lives.
लेकिन खेती के क्षेत्र में जब हम विचार करते हैं तो एकांगी विचार होगा तो कभी भी न तो किसान का भला होगा और न खेती मुनाफे में आएगी। किसानों की आमदनी दोगुनी हो उसके लिए सिर्फ ये ही बिल कारगर नहीं है। किसानों की आमदनी दोगुनी करने के लिए सिलसिलेवार बहुत सारे प्रयास 6 सालों में किए गए। जब लोकसभा में चर्चा हो रही थी तो इस प्रकार की शंका कुछ मित्रों ने व्यक्त की। उस समय भी मैंने कहा था और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी देश को आश्वस्त किया है कि न्यूनतम समर्थन मूल्य का इस विधेयक से कोई भी लेना देना नहीं है। न्यूनतम समर्थन मूल्य पर खरीद हो रही थी और आने वाले कल में भी खरीद होती रहेगी, इसमें किसी को शंका करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है।
The Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020 will create an ecosystem where farmers and traders will enjoy freedom of choice of sale and purchase of agri-produce. It will promote barrier-free interstate and intrastate trade and commerce outside the physical premises of markets notified under the State Agricultural Produce Marketing legislations. The farmers will not be charged any cess or levy for sale of their produce and will not have to bear transport costs. The bill also proposes an electronic trading in transaction platform for ensuring a seamless trade electronically. In addition to mandis, there will be freedom to do trading at farm gate, cold storage, warehouse, processing units, etc. Farmers will be able to engage in direct marketing, thereby eliminating intermediaries, resulting in full realization of price. The Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020 will empower farmers for engaging with processors, wholesalers, aggregators, large retailers, exporters, etc. on a level playing field. There would be price assurance to farmers even before sowing of crops. In case of higher market price, farmers will be entitled to this price over and above the minimum price. It will transfer the risk of market unpredictability from the farmer to the sponsor. Due to prior price determination, farmers will be shielded from the rise and fall of market prices. Besides, it will also enable the farmer to access modern technology, better seed and other inputs. It will reduce cost of marketing and improve income of farmers. An effective dispute resolution mechanism will be provided with clear timelines for redressal. The Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020, which had also been passed by the Parliament, is interlinked with the two farm bills. Minister of State for Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Danve Rao Sahib Dada Rao, said in the upper house that the bill is in the interest of farmers and consumers.
आपके माध्यम से आश्वासन देना चाहता हूं कि ये जो 1955 का ये जो कानून था, इस कानून में अभी जो बदलाव लाया है, तो ये बदलाव ये मोदी जी का दृष्टिकोण है। मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ विशेष रूप से हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के दृष्टिकोण से यहाँ जो लाया कानून है, इसका फायदा जरूर किसानों को और ग्राहकों को मिलने वाला है। मैं मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हमारे देश के किसानों की आय दुगनी करना ये हमारा संकल्प है। इस संकल्प पूर्ति की दिशा में ये विधेयक मोदी सरकार का एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम है। उपसभापति महोदय, मैं आपको ये विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूँ कि ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस की दिशा में वोकल फॉर लोकल को केंद्र बिंदु मानकर मोदी सरकार विशेष रूप से काम करने में कटिबद्ध है। ये बिल किसानों के हितों में, ये बिल ग्राहकों के हितों में भी काम करेगा। इतना मैं आश्वासन देता हूँ।
The bill amends the Essential Commodities Act 1955 to arm the centre with more powers for production, supply, distribution, trade and commerce of certain commodities. It also seeks to increase competition in the agriculture sector while enhancing the incomes of farmers. The bill also liberalizes the regulatory system while protecting consumer interest. Further, the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020 empowers the central government to regulate the stock of an essential commodity that a person can hold. The provisions of the bill on the regulation of food items and the imposition of stock limits will, however, not apply to any government order relating to the public distribution system or the targeted public distribution system. The bill also empowers the centre to regulate supply of certain food items including cereals, pulses, potato, onions, edible oil seeds and oils under extraordinary circumstances. Such circumstances include war, famine, extraordinary price rise and natural calamity of a grave nature. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured farmers that the bills will benefit them in more ways than one. In a series of tweets after Rajya Sabha passed the bills, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said these proposed laws will liberate farmers from numerous adversities, as he noted that peasants were for decades bound by various constraints and bullied by middlemen. He once again assured farmers that the existing government support system for them will continue. He also said that these bills will add impetus to the efforts to double income of farmers and ensure greater prosperity for them. With inputs from Kriti Mishra, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And several important bills were passed by Parliament to provide a breather to the COVID-19 stressed companies and enhance the ease of doing business in the country. These proposed legislations are expected to enhance investors' confidence, push up aggregate demand and production.
Parliament passed the Taxation and Other Laws Relaxation and Amendment of Certain Provisions Bill 2020. The bill seeks to provide various relief measures in terms of compliance requirements for taxpayers amid the coronavirus pandemic. The measures include extending deadlines for filing returns and for linking PAN and Aadhaar. Further, the bill seeks to make faceless assessment applicable to at least 8 processes under the IT Act, including for collection and recovery of tax and gathering of information.
We had to bring an ordinance because a lot of tax-related compliances were due at that time when the lockdown was announced. We realized that many of the people who are tax assessees cannot do their compliances even if they wish to do. Therefore, we had to amend or bring in an ordinance, and the ordinance was issued on 31st March 2020, which essentially was for deferring the date of compliances both for direct and indirect taxes. Also, the customs and excise also had to be covered similarly. Therefore, we had to bring in the ordinance for including these deferrals of dates.
Parliament also passed the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Second Amendment Bill 2020. The bill seeks to temporarily suspend initiation of corporate insolvency resolution process under the code to provide relief to companies affected by COVID-19 to recover from the financial stress without facing immediate threat of being pushed to insolvency proceedings. The bill provides that for defaults arising during the 6 months from March 25, 2020, insolvency proceedings cannot be initiated by either the company or its creditors. The bill clarifies that during this period, process can still be initiated for any defaults arising before March 25, 2020.
Section 7 related, which is the financial creditor, 2,789 company cases had been resolved even before they got admitted into the NCLT. And this amount which got disposed in this resolution is 1,96,171 crores. Section 9 related, which is the operational creditor related cases, sir, even before admission, and I'm giving data of 31st July 2020. 11,581 cases have been disposed of even before admission, Section 9 cases, and in this the amount which got resolved is 1,63,927 crores. And finally, sir, Section 10, corporate debtors. 140 cases were disposed of before entering the NCLT. Again, data for 31st July 2020, 1,53,372 crores have been sorted out.
Parliament also passed the Banking Regulation Amendment Bill 2020. The bill, which comes in the backdrop of the PMC Bank scam, seeks to strengthen cooperative banks by increasing their professionalism, enabling access to capital, improving governance, and ensuring sound banking through the RBI. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman assured the House that the legislation empowers the central bank to regulate only the banking activities of cooperatives, and it is not applicable to a primary agricultural credit society or a cooperative society providing finance for agricultural development.
And in presenting this particular set of amendments, I wish to highlight and state upfront that this set of amendments to the Banking Regulation Act is being brought to completely protect the interest of depositors. And that is why there are only few amendments. But the amendments are coming in. With the singular objective of protecting the interest of the depositors. Protecting depositors by ensuring that we don't have any more such difficulties like the ones which are being faced by PMC-like problems. We want to bring in proper management. We want to make sure that they are professionally run.
Parliament passed the Companies Amendment Bill 2020. The bill further amends the Companies Act and decriminalizes various non-compoundable offences and promotes ease of doing business. Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said decriminalization of various provisions under the Companies Law will help small companies by reducing litigation burden on them. She stressed that there will be no relaxation for serious offences, including fraud and those that cause injury to public interest or deceit.
Since 2013, the total number of penal provisions related sections were 134. Then it came down. Today, after we pass this bill here, there will only be 124 sections which have total penal provisions. But what we are not touching, what remains like what it was in 2013, is the non-compoundable offences section. 35 of them from 2013 remain 35 even today. So those non-compoundable sections of 35, which will make sure that those who do fraud, those who do deceit, and those who bring injury to public interest will all be treated with firm hands.
Parliament passed the Bilateral Netting of Qualified Financial Contracts Bill 2020. The bill seeks to further develop the financial market in India and provide an unambiguous legal framework for enforceability of netting of a qualified financial contract. This bill is significant as India currently does not have a legal framework for bilateral netting. Netting refers to offsetting of all claims arising from dealings between two parties to determine a net amount payable or receivable from one party to another. The bill allows for enforcement of netting for qualified financial contracts. Replying to the discussion, Finance Minister Sitharaman said that the proposed legislation will ensure financial stability and promote competitiveness in Indian financial markets by providing enforceability of bilateral netting of qualified financial contracts.
Legislation will help us in evaluating risks far more in real-time basis, and actual risk assessment happens rather than a notional risk assessment based on the gross figures. It is the net which is important, otherwise the real value of money is locked up. So with this, just one bullet which I'm telling you, commodity derivatives such as electricity derivatives, oil derivatives, coal derivatives or gas derivatives, you can immediately imagine what are the kind of transactions which are going to get covered because of this legislation that this House is choosing to consider today. this bill, if passed, will have a very big bearing on the financial stability of India, and we'll have a buoyant bond market, as a result of which businesses will have greater affordable resources.
As per the Doing Business 2020 report, India had jumped 14 places to the 63rd position in the Ease of Doing Business rankings. India has improved its rank by 79 positions in 5 years. With these reforms, India's rankings are expected to improve further. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Labour reforms occupied a significant place in the legislative agenda of the 252nd session of Rajya Sabha or the monsoon session of Parliament. 3 of the 4 Labour Code bills that comprise the government's flagship initiatives were passed in the monsoon session of Parliament. Parliament passed the Wage Code last year. In 2019, the Ministry of Labour and Employment introduced 4 bills to consolidate 29 central laws that regulate wages, industrial relations, social security and occupational safety, health and working conditions.
Parliament passed the 3 Labour Code bills, merging 24 central labour laws in a major boost to labour reforms. The bills that secured the approval of Rajya Sabha on Wednesday included the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020, the Industrial Relations Code 2020 and the Code on Social Security 2020. Lok Sabha passed them a day before on Tuesday. Introducing the laws in the upper house, Junior Labour Minister Santosh Gangwar said they will provide a safe environment for workers. Further, social security benefits have been added in the bill in line with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's resolve for a universal social security.
किसी भी श्रमिक की ये नौकरी यदि छूट जाती है तो दोबारा उसके रोजगार की संभावना बढ़ाने के उद्देश्य से आईआर कोड में पहली बार री-स्किलिंग फंड का प्रावधान किया गया है। इन श्रमिकों को इसके लिए 15 दिन का वेतन दिया जाएगा। सभापति महोदय, कोविड-19 के परिदृश्य में प्रवासी श्रमिकों के अधिकारों को सुदृढ़ करने के लिए विशेष प्रावधान किए गए हैं। प्रवासी श्रमिकों की परिभाषा को व्यापक बनाया गया है। अब सभी मजदूर जो एक राज्य से दूसरे राज्य में आते हैं उनका वेतन 18,000 रुपये से कम है तो वे प्रवासी श्रमिक की परिभाषा के दायरे में आएंगे और उन्हें सरकार की कल्याणकारी योजनाओं का लाभ मिल पाएगा।
The Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020 will consolidate and amend the laws regulating the occupational safety, health and working conditions of persons employed in an establishment and related matters. The second bill, Industrial Relations Code 2020, consolidates and amends laws relating to trade unions, conditions of employment in industrial establishments or undertakings, investigation and settlement of industrial disputes. The Code on Social Security 2020 will amend and consolidate laws relating to social security in order to extend social security to all employees and workers in the organized sector or the unorganized sector. The Labour Ministry drafted 4 codes to consolidate 29 central laws. The Code on Wages has already been enacted but yet to be implemented. The 3 codes approved by Parliament await presidential assent. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
So that's all we have for you in this edition of Rajya Sabha Television. Thanks for watching.